are switching gears because I want to cover one more thing. Who are the rising stars? In your opinion, in this space, and how can we get more women involved?
So that's an impossible question for me to answer, because I will invariably not say someone that I should have said, and they will be deeply offended by my failure to mention them. But I think I can answer the second question as much as I can, coming from a white privileged male perspective, right? One of the things that really I think is a disservice to the way MDLs are being put together is they characterize the inclusion of women as diversity, and they try to say, oh, we have a diversity panel, and this is so diverse because we have half women or whatever on the group, and that is an important milestone in its own way, but in some ways it invalidates it, right? And what we see happening routinely is, in a diverse leadership structure, the co-leads are male, or the leads are male, and the rest are you plug women into the PEC, and then very often they get marginalized, and it's sort of just the same old. I think what needs to happen is men who have positions of influence need to actually give their power over to women, and do so routinely. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that is, leadership, whatever that I'm doing here, instead of putting my name forward, put a female attorney forward, or a person of color forward. And there's some fantastic female lawyers I work with routinely. I love them. They're amazing. And some really great minority attorneys that I work with regularly. So, I mean, it's not like there's not a lot of talent out there, but I do think that endemic to the legal profession, particularly amongst the older white guys in our profession, there's just ingrained misogyny. And whenever they talk about diversity, they're like, well, I support women in the law. I mean, I have 6 daughters, and, I have a wife, and, my daughter works at my law firm or something. And it's like, just because you had children doesn't make it not sexist, right? That's not an explanation. Just because you love a woman doesn't mean that there's not misogyny or sexism. That's not how it works, right? If literally having sex with women made me no longer sexist, I would be like the greatest person ever, right? No, that's not how it works, right? So I think there's some real, honestly, I think it's going to be fine in about 30 years when some of the old guard really just is no longer here, and you have this sort of younger, more woke group coming into the fray. But we see some just absolute powerhouses of female leaders and attorneys. Jennifer Moore, right? She's just a complete badass. She started her own firm in Kentucky, and probably the richest person I know now, frankly, after Roundup. She tried that. I mean, she's phenomenal. I work with her on Zantac, for example. She's our co-lead, and when I say co-lead, she's the lead. I just do what she says, right? But and Amy Wagstaff, another great example. But there's a lot of great female lawyers out there, and frankly, my experience, they're better to work with because they're just better lawyers. But anyway, teach their own. So
no, I love when a woman can walk into a mass tort event, wherever it is, with knowing and understanding the landscape that it is, run by these older white men that have been around. I mean, this is all they know, but they come in and they own themselves, and they want to prove themselves in the courtroom. They're not asking for any special treatment. They just want an opportunity. Just like you said, you were given an opportunity. And if there is passion and if there is cause, let people run with that. It doesn't matter who it is, what color, what gender. And
I will say this is important. There's this fantastic organization that I wish I could be part of. It's called WEM, or Women in Mass Tort. It's run by a bunch of really fantastic lawyers who get together in Aspen every year, and they have it's like a great time. There's nothing like that with the men. I guess it's just Mass Towards Made Perfect, right? Where
right.
guys get together and hire whatever. That's not my scene at all. But that organization, if you're a woman who wants to get into Mass Tort, I highly recommend getting involved with that group because they are powerhouses. I mean, they are the future of our business without question. And they have a camaraderie and a sisterhood, so to speak, that we just don't see on in other areas. And frankly, I kind of am envious of it.